John in Bristol. Hello.
Oh, hello, yeah. Just a message to the last caller, and I sympathise wholeheartedly, and this is the root of the problem. So many people are getting let down by the system, a deliberate system set up, certainly by the Tories of the last 12 years, into believing people have a safety net, and then it comes to needing that safety net, and it's not there. And that's part of the problem. And by the way, most people don't come to this country. France, Germany, the rest of Europe, they take far more people, many more people than we do. But anyway, I digress. I just want to echo what the lady was saying earlier about renting and private rents. Now, you see, Thatcher back in the 80s, in her infinite wisdom, abolished the rent control, rent caps. And so it's been a free-fall and a Wild West situation ever since. And landlords can charge anything they like at any point above inflation, anything. And of course, a lot of MPs, a lot of especially Tory politicians, are landlords themselves. So they have a vested interest in keeping the status quo. The whole housing market is a housing racket. It's absolutely obscene. But, now, if I was Keir Starmer, I think if he came out and said, I'm going to bring back rent control and I'm going to rejoin the single market and the customs union and I'm going to renationalise our essential utilities. I mean, what stupid country sells off its water? No one. The UK is the only country in the world that has sold its water. Did you know that?
No.
It's incredible. No, apparently that is true.
Right,
I mean, we've sold off all our essential utilities that keep us all alive. And it's immoral, it's unethical, it's obscene. And you see, the cost of living crisis isn't just happening now. It's been going on for years. I watched an episode of Have I Got News for You the other day, and it was from 2015. And they were talking about the cost of living crisis then, because we've had 12 years of Tory austerity. Where we've seen government policies lead to the deaths of tens of thousands of people.
Public sector pay freeze.
Yes, and disabled people. The United Nations a few years ago declared that the British government had broken and breached human rights laws. And no one's got done. Ian Duncan Donuts isn't in prison, and he probably should be, for his 6 years at the DWP. I'm being serious, Sheila.
No, but you can't just... I'm saying, don't just say people should be in prison, because that's not how we operate on this programme.
This is criminal negligence at best. It's the same with the COVID, this nonsense with the care homes scandal, right? Hancock, Johnson, they lied about it. Hancock got up in Parliament and lied about the Iron Dome around care homes. And he said, we're never going to get COVID as bad as the Italians or the Spanish. And he stood up in Parliament and said that. I mean, we need a general election at ASAP. And if Keir Starmer grew a pair, right, and grew a backbone and called out all this corruption, all this dreadful...
So you're assuming he's going to win, are you?
Dreadful government. Dreadful government. I think he would stroll into Downing Street, because I think the mood of the country is changing. And people need change right now. People can't stand anymore. I can't... Sorry, I nearly swore.
I know. I nearly swear every day, John.
I can't
but I do swear every day.
Any more of the last 12 years. And as for the last 3 years, the most arrogant, complacent, corrupt, dishonest and incompetent government in my lifetime. And I lived through Thatcher's 80s. At least they were kind of competent. They were awful.
Yep, no, they were competent. Most of our cabinet were war heroes, weren't they? John, thank you. John in Bristol, it's 2:46.